Hey everyone, it's BlueLizardJello, and welcome to my November 2024 channel update. Giving it a date makes it feel like it's something I do all the time, and I've done, a handful of these over the many years that I've actually been making videos on YouTube, but I wanted to address something or bring something up that I'm kind of excited about, and hopefully will get you a little excited too, and it has to do with the direction of the channel and really scheduling. And you might have noticed that I've been on a fairly regular schedule for several weeks now, maybe even a few months. By the way, new glasses. Hope you're enjoying those. And I've been pumping out a lot of videos with Let's Plays. Of course, Black Myth Wukong wrapped up a few weeks ago, and now I've been playing Blasphemous 2. In the afternoons, I've been playing Terraria, Master Difficulty with a hardcore character. You're probably sick of hearing me say that. But just some things that I've really been enjoying, and I'm still enjoying it, and I don't feel stressed out. I don't feel burnt out. Those could all happen, especially with things that, might pop up in life occasionally. There's a sword right over my shoulder. Probably need to get that displayed. But not all of you are as thrilled with the format of the channel, focusing on Let's Plays and the Terraria Challenge series, and I totally understand that. And I don't want to pigeonhole myself into any particular category or box or genre. So I had this idea. First off, where have we come from, right? What is the channel known for? What has it been historically known for? I'd like to think that it's known for a couple of things. Taking on challenging, difficult games that can often cause frustration and even rage in some folks, and showing that it can be very approachable and enjoyable, maybe with a little bit of practice and a little bit of strategy. I hope that the channel is also known for family-friendly commentary. Even if I do start to get frustrated, I tend to do so lightheartedly and interject my own brand of cursing, golly gee wallabers and Jiminy Crickets and things of that nature. And also, I hope that it's somewhat known for my walkthroughs, specifically the Everything Possible series that I have completed for Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, for Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, and started a couple others, but we'll get there momentarily. And I think that's true. I think the channel has largely been known for those things, but there's something else the channel has become known for, at least in more recent times, or recent times being the last few years at this point, and that is my inability to see a project through to completion. I have these grandiose ideas and these projects that I want to get going. I gotta stop touching my face, but I'm too animated when I speak. But I come up with all these video and series ideas, and they sound great on paper, and I talk to people about it, and they think it's a great idea, and then I start it, and something happens. Either it's fatigue, burnout, an overwhelming sense of responsibility to see it through to the end, or it could just be the shiny-itis. Something new and shiny comes along and steals the thunder away from those projects, and they get sidelined, often indefinitely. And when I looked over the last 2 or 3 years of the channel, I went to my playlist and I looked at all the different series that I had started. I'm trying to look right at the camera, but I keep looking at my phone, so if you see me not quite making eye contact, I'm sorry, it's me, it's not you. But I went through that list to see what series have I started that I stopped. Now, most recently, I had Enotria that I was enjoying, but it feels very much unfinished. And when I looked at the roadmap for Enotria, they called it a roadmap, but typically when a game has a roadmap, it's extra content that maybe they couldn't get to because of, publishing dates and avoiding the crunch culture. But their roadmap was just a series of what they want to fix. And to me, if you already had a roadmap of all the patches you wanted to implement and all the changes you wanted to make, this should have been an early access game. So I did make the decision, and I made it very clear in my videos, as well as in Discord, that I was putting that on hiatus indefinitely, and possibly at the end of the roadmap, maybe I'll revisit it, because there's a lot of really fun stuff there that I was enjoying, but it just didn't feel ready. But that's an exception to the rule. Of all the other series that I have left behind, there was no announcement. It just stopped, and that's honestly shameful. It's embarrassing for me to say that I had those. Now, I made a list in my handy dandy notebook here, and there's a scene in Family Guy. One of the times that Family Guy got canceled, when Peter says, well, maybe if Fox cancels all of these series, and he runs through a huge list of shows that Fox did actually cancel.
Titus, Undeclared, Action, That 80s Show, Wonder Falls, Fastlane.
And then he says, maybe then we'll get brought back. And I feel a little like that reading off this list, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to read you a list. Now, I might even be missing some, because maybe some of them didn't get into a playlist format, and I only checked playlists. So, in no particular order, here are the series in the last 2 or 3 years that I have started that are incomplete, not including a note here because I've already addressed that one. Soul Level 1 in Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin, Everything Possible in Elden Ring, Lords of the Fallen, the 2023 version of course, Final Fantasy 16, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Demon Souls, the PlayStation 5 remake, Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, my Mystic Knight playthrough that I tried to get done before Dragon's Dogma 2 came out, Outer Wilds, which I was having a blast with, that was a stream series I was doing, Grime, very interesting game, Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima, and Armored Core 6. That's a long list. I don't like having that many unfinished projects. So here's what I'm going to set out to do. Beginning this week, to the best of my ability, I have a new schedule. That schedule is going to look like this. Try and keep track. I'll try to put some sort of graphic on the screen, but I'm really terrible at editing, so who knows how well I'll actually be able to portray this. But I'm still going to continue on with my Let's Plays and my Terraria challenges, because those are a blast, and I'm going to play those games anyway. I might as well bring you along for the ride. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, there will be an 8 a.m. Eastern time. All my times are going to be in Eastern time. Let's Play of some sort of game. Right now it's Blasphemous 2. Who knows what's going to take its place when that concludes. Monday through Friday, so that's 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, at 3 p.m., my Terraria hardcore challenges will continue. And if this character doesn't make it, I have some other ways to kind of spice up the challenge, including a co-op run with Gladdy, as well as some really other interesting sort of randomized ideas that a friend of mine is helping me out with, but more on that to come. Then on Wednesday, in lieu of a Let's Play at 8 a.m., there will be an episode of Everything Possible in Elden Ring. That's right, it's coming back. Right now, only at once a week, and even that might be a stretch, but I'm going to talk about the whole burnout part in just a moment. Then on the weekend's going to be completely different. I might still do Terraria in the afternoons, just because that's a lot of fun, and it's fairly easy for me to produce. But in the mornings, on Saturday, I don't have a name for it, I'm calling it in my mind, Blue Brings It Back. I'm going to revisit and finish some of these incomplete series. Not all of them. I have here, in my handy dandy notebook, a list of the 3 series that are definitely not returning. So out of the ones that I just brought back, the ones that are definitely not returning, and I'll give a brief explanation as to why, are Final Fantasy 16. That was a Let's Play. These are all Let's Plays. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Let's Play, and the Ghost of Tsushima. Now, Final Fantasy 16 and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, the reason those aren't coming back is, number one, very, very low viewership, but it's also because it had nothing to do with my channel. There was no common thread across my channel that included these games other than me. They don't really fit the brand we've been cultivating here and the types of games that I typically play. I just wanted to play those games, and I was also chasing an algorithm that was always out of reach. So those are being put to bed. I also lost my Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom save file, so that's a whole other thing in and of itself. Now, Ghost of Tsushima, honestly, I wish I had stuck with it, and I wish I had seen it through to fruition, or completion rather, on the channel, but I stopped recording it for one reason or another, and then I kept playing on that save offline. And so now if I were to try and pick it up, it is, I don't even know where I'm at in the story, but it's way past where I ended with the series. Now all the other ones, again, Elden Ring, Everything Possible, Soul Level 1, Dark Souls 2, Demon Souls, Dragon's Dogma, Outer Wilds, Grime, Death Stranding, and Armored Core 6 are all on the table to return. You might have already guessed which one I'm going to start with. I understand the image is reversed, but Armored Core 6 is coming back. That should be coming back this coming Saturday. It will remain at 1 a week, which means it's going to take some time to get through all of these. I will probably hold some community polls to find out which ones I should do next, but that's the idea. Every Saturday, Blue brings it back, wrapping up some of these other incomplete series. On Sunday, Soul Level 1 and Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin, will return and will be a Sunday series. I know in the past I've done Saturday and Sunday. Some of these, namely the Soul Level 1 and the Everything Possible, take a whole lot more production on my end than just the Let's Plays. They just do. And so I need to limit that output. So once again, Let's Plays, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Terraria Challenge, Monday through Friday afternoon. Everything Possible in Elden Ring, Wednesday morning. Blue Brings It Back, finishing some of these old series. That's going to be Saturday morning, and then my Soul Level 1 on Sunday mornings. Possible afternoon weekend videos could be Terraria or maybe anything else that I just throw in, maybe some one-offs that I want to check out, but that's the plan. Now, right away, some of you are going to be already typing away, Blue, this sounds like a lot, and it sounds like a lot of very different projects. Don't burn yourself out. Thank you for the well wishes and for the concern, but I also have some built-in protection in this idea, in this project of mine. And that is, if I miss a deadline, Wednesday morning rolls around and I don't have an Everything Possible for Elden Ring ready. Saturday, same thing with the Blue Brings It Back. I don't have one ready. I just skip it. And that might not be ideal, and I hope that doesn't become a habit, but I'm not going to Wednesday morning try and finish it and get it out for Thursday morning and thus throw off the rest of the schedule. I simply say, I didn't get to it Wednesday. Hopefully next Wednesday I have one ready to go. Instead of trying to play catch up, I just move on to the next time slot that video would occupy. So I hope that makes sense. And the reason I'm doing this is because I have all these things I want to finish. And even if it's going to take me a long time, you know, what's the best way to eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Don't look at it as a holistic approach, but look at it as piecemeal. One bite at a time. But it also allows all of you to hopefully have something to look forward to. Maybe you're not enjoying my Blasphemous 2 Let's Play or the Terraria hardcore videos. I get that. But maybe you can look forward to the Elden Ring video on Wednesday or the Soul Level 1 on Sunday. Or maybe your game that you were watching me play a year ago or more and I suddenly dropped it, you can look forward to that coming back on Saturdays. So that's the plan. We'll see how well I can implement it. And if I can't, I'll move on and we'll do something else. But this is my idea and I hope you're excited about it. Along with that comes the idea of streaming. Many of you have been asking when the stream is going to return. The short answer is I don't know. I want it to come back, but if it's going to come back, I need it to be consistent. I need it to be on a day and time that I can do so with little to no interruption. And I need to be able to do this on an ongoing basis. So I'm going to implement this schedule once hopefully it either works or I adapt and change it to make it work. Then we can start talking about the idea of streaming. But I want to bring it back. It's a lot of fun. I love hanging out with all of you. It gives me a chance to interact in real time, especially because I've been so behind on comments lately. It's a good chance for us to catch up. So soon. And the last thing I'm going to talk about, and you can absolutely skip the video if you've gotten everything you want to out of it already, is the idea of supporting the channel. Now, thankfully, I can proudly say that this video is sponsored by none other than Raid Shadow Legends. And again, thank you to the predatory money-grabbing mobile game that is Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video. But in all actuality, I do want to address something concerning Patreon and YouTube memberships. I tried to revamp the Patreon last year, and I did great for all of about 11 days. I was supposed to be doing Q&A videos with the patrons and the channel members. Patrons are supposed to get early access to the walkthrough videos, which hardly got produced at all in the last year, as well as a couple other perks that I've just failed to keep up with. Here's the thing. I'm already struggling with just the producing aspect of running this channel. Getting the extras done is just somewhat untenable at this juncture. So for Patreon is basically going to continue to exist if you want to support the channel just because. You enjoy what I do, you hopefully enjoy how I present myself as a person, or at least a persona that you know. And if you want to continue to support on Patreon, excellent. But it's just going to be for supporting purposes. For any extras, I am going to lean a lot more heavily on YouTube memberships. Now, there's some pros and cons to both of the platforms, and one of the biggest cons is for YouTube, they take a much bigger chunk than Patreon does. So for every dollar that I get through, say, YouTube membership, YouTube takes about 30 cents, 30%. Patreon, on the other hand, only takes 10 to 15% of that dollar. So a much, much smaller chunk. But the convenience of having everything all in one platform that is YouTube is very, very appealing to me. And I think it is to you as viewers as well, because my YouTube memberships vastly outnumber my patrons. And not just by a small margin, but a significant amount more memberships than I have patrons. So, patrons, thank you. And if you want to continue to use the platform, or if anyone wants to use the platform, it will remain up. But I am going to be kind of peeling away those perks because I haven't kept up with them anyway, and I'd rather not mislead any of you. For YouTube members, if and when I stream, you will have that cool emojis, the first try emoji that you'll be able to. Hopefully I can get some others made. You do get a little Jello symbol next to your name. You do get priority responses to comments. I tend to respond first to the channel members just because they actually pop up first in the YouTube timeline when I get those comments. But also, probably the biggest perk, and probably why so many of you have chosen that over Patreon, YouTube now has a process built in that allows me to upload and schedule videos as far out as I want, but also give any channel member access right away. As soon as the video is uploaded and processed, channel members of all tiers can view that video. Now, I want to clear something up. I had a conversation with a few of you in comments and on Discord not too long ago where there was some confusion about that. Some people thought that I was now paywalling my content. The only way to view it was to become a channel member. Number one, that is not true. In fact, I have long believed I do not want to have any of my content paywalled. It should be open and available to everyone who chooses to watch and enjoy my videos. But also, this actually hasn't really changed for 99% of you. And what I mean is this. I've had a schedule, even though I haven't always stuck to it and I have a very different schedule coming up, I've always had a schedule. So if I can play, if I have a lot of free time today, and I record 8 episodes of Blasphemous 2, those 8 episodes would be staggered to release 1 a day for the next 8 days. That would be the same whether or not this channel membership option was even a thing. But by turning on the ability for channel members to view that, it just gives people who choose to support monetarily the channel something to look forward to. They can kind of binge some of these videos when I have extra time. Now, I don't always have a ton of extra for them to watch, but when I do, it seems to be appreciated by the channel members. But for those of you who aren't supporting the channel, again, monetarily speaking, that's fine. Nothing changes for you. The schedule will remain the schedule, and the videos will continue to come out when I intend them to be out. If you become a channel member, you'll have the option to view them as soon as YouTube processes them. I hope that clears it up. If you still have questions, let me know in the comments below and I will be happy to engage with you there. Again, nothing's being paywalled. I schedule videos out just like I have for years. It's just that now if you're a channel member, you get to view them early. There is also a Discord channel for patrons and channel members alike where you can talk to me directly. So if you haven't linked your Discord to your YouTube or your Patreon account, do that so you can come and hang out with me there. There is one other way to support, and many of you have actually chosen to do that, and that's through my partnership with Games Planet. I have an affiliate link, and sometimes I'll post it on the community tab, or if I'm playing a new game, I might put it in the description. But if you use my affiliate URL, and you buy a game on Games Planet, and you can do this in the US or in the UK or elsewhere, I will get a small portion of that. So if that's of interest to you, if you're already going to buy a PC game, Games Planet often actually has the cheapest or tied with the cheapest prices that you can find online for a game. And if you want that link, it'll be in the description. And I typically have it at least somewhere in the description. But again, I will call out specific games in the future as I get those partnerships with Games Planet rolling. And I think that's about all I wanted to say. This has already gone on much, much longer than I had anticipated, but I want to get it out because I'm excited to get going. And I want you to know that if you are missing out on some of these older series, hopefully you've now got something to look forward to. At this point, I just want to say thank you so much for all the continued support over the years. So many of you I've known for the better part of a decade, and that just absolutely blows my mind that you would choose to spend your time here and with me, engaging and commenting and hanging out with me in Discord. And I hope we can do it for a long time to come. So if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. I will be happy to address them there. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.